What happens when one of the world's most accomplished pair skaters decides to stop talking about medals, rankings, and championships, and instead speaks straight from the heart? No one at the venue expected what they were about to hear. When Ryuichi Kihara finally revealed his true feelings about his partner, Riku Miura, the atmosphere changed in an instant. The audience fell silent. Fans listened closely. And when Riku responded, many people couldn't hide their emotions. It wasn't a dramatic announcement. It wasn't about winning another title. It was something far more meaningful. It was a reminder of why Riku has become one of the most beloved figure skating pairs in the world. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are sharing a heartwarming story that has touched figure skating fans not only across Japan, but around the globe. While Ryuichi Kihara and Riku Miura have built their reputation through spectacular performances and historic victories, this latest moment had nothing to do with competition scores or gold medals. Instead, it revealed the genuine friendship, trust, and respect that have quietly become the foundation of everything they've accomplished together. For years, fans have admired the incredible chemistry the two display every time they step onto the ice. Their movements appear effortless. Their timing seems almost supernatural. Every lift, every throw, and every landing looks perfectly synchronized, as if they can read each other's minds. But very few people get to witness what their partnership looks like away from the spotlight. That's exactly what made this recent event so unforgettable. During a special appearance, Kihara was invited to reflect on his career, his experiences, and the long journey that eventually led Riku to the top of the figure skating world. At first, his answers were what fans expected. He spoke about training, he talked about the upcoming season, he reflected on difficult competitions and the importance of staying focused. Then the conversation shifted. Someone asked him what had allowed him to keep moving forward during the most difficult periods of his career. Instead of talking about determination or personal strength, Kihara paused for a brief moment before giving an answer that completely changed the mood inside the venue. "I honestly couldn't have reached this point on my own." The room immediately became quiet. His voice wasn't loud. There was no dramatic performance, just calm, sincere honesty. He continued, "Riku has always been there for me. Whenever I'm struggling or doubting myself, she's the one who reminds me to stay positive. Her words have helped me through moments when I wasn't sure I could keep going." Those weren't the words of an athlete simply complimenting his teammate. They were the words of someone expressing genuine gratitude toward a person who had become an essential part of his journey. The audience immediately responded with warm applause. Many fans smiled, others quietly nodded. Some could already feel themselves becoming emotional. Everyone understood they were witnessing something completely authentic. Professional athletes are often praised for their physical strength, but moments like this remind us that emotional support can be just as powerful. Even world champions have moments of uncertainty. Even elite athletes experience frustration, disappointment, and fear. And sometimes, the difference between giving up and continuing forward is simply hearing the right words from someone who truly believes in you. That, according to Kihara, has been Riku Miura. When fans thought the emotional moment had reached its peak, the spotlight slowly turned toward Miura herself. She immediately looked surprised. A shy smile appeared across her face as the audience applauded. For a brief second, she seemed almost embarrassed by the attention. Then she laughed softly before responding, "I actually feel exactly the same." The audience smiled once again. "My career wouldn't be where it is today without Ryuichi." Her answer was every bit as heartfelt as Kihara's. She explained that whenever training became overwhelming or competitions didn't go according to plan, Kihara was always the person encouraging her to keep believing. "There were days when nothing seemed to work," she admitted. "There were practices where we struggled over and over again. There were competitions that didn't end the way we hoped. But every single time, Ryuichi stayed positive. He never let me lose confidence." She smiled warmly before adding another sentence that immediately touched everyone listening. "He always reminded me that tomorrow was another chance to improve." That simple statement spoke volumes. Instead of focusing on disappointment, they focused on growth. Instead of blaming each other after mistakes, they searched for solutions together. Instead of allowing setbacks to weaken their partnership, they used every obstacle to become stronger. Perhaps that's why Riku has continued to improve year after year while earning the admiration of fans around the world. Their relationship has never appeared to be based on pressure or expectation. It's built on encouragement, on patience, on understanding, and above all, on trust. As the conversation continued, Miura revealed another side of their partnership that fans rarely hear about. She explained that even during difficult training camps, when exhaustion starts affecting both body and mind, Kihara somehow manages to keep everyone calm. "He never rushes me," she said. "He listens first. If I'm frustrated, he doesn't pressure me to move on immediately. He simply stays beside me until I'm ready." Those words painted a picture far different from the intense competitive environment many people imagine. Instead of treating each other as teammates whose only purpose is winning medals, they support one another like lifelong friends who genuinely care about each other's happiness. It's a partnership built on kindness long before it's built on success. That may be the greatest reason audiences connect so deeply with Riku. Fans don't just admire their athletic ability, they admire the people they have become. Every performance they deliver carries years of shared experiences, countless early mornings, endless practice sessions, painful injuries, frustrating setbacks, unforgettable victories, and moments when simply believing in each other made all the difference. Those invisible moments are impossible to measure with judges' scores, yet they are precisely what make every performance feel so emotional. Because when Riku steps onto the ice, audiences aren't simply watching two elite skaters. They're watching two people who have spent years building a level of trust that cannot be created overnight. And perhaps that's the true secret behind their extraordinary success. But while that emotional exchange captured everyone's attention, it also raised an important question. How did Ryuichi Kihara and Riku Miura build a partnership so strong that even after years of pressure, injuries, and international competition, their trust has only grown deeper? The answer isn't found in a single competition or a single championship. It's a story that has been written over years of perseverance, sacrifice, and countless moments that fans never get to see. When most people watch pair skating, they see only a few unforgettable minutes on the ice. They see elegant choreography, perfectly synchronized movements, massive throws, high-flying twists, powerful lifts, and emotional finishes that leave arenas roaring with applause. What they don't see are the thousands of hours spent preparing for those few precious minutes. Every successful performance begins long before the music starts. It begins in cold training rinks before sunrise. It continues through exhausting practices where the same element is repeated hundreds of times until every movement becomes second nature. It includes days when muscles ache, confidence disappears, and frustration starts to take over. For pair skaters, the challenge is even greater. Unlike singles skating, success isn't determined by one athlete alone. Every movement depends on complete synchronization. If one partner is even slightly off balance, the entire element can fall apart. A fraction of a second can be the difference between earning standing ovations and suffering a painful fall. That level of pressure demands something far beyond technical skill. It demands complete trust. And according to many coaches and skating experts, trust cannot be forced. It has to be earned over time. That is exactly what Riku has spent years building. Their connection wasn't created overnight. It was strengthened through every successful competition, every difficult practice, and every obstacle they faced together. There were moments when injuries threatened to interrupt their momentum. There were seasons filled with uncertainty. There were competitions that didn't produce the results they hoped for. For many teams, experiences like those slowly create frustration. Some partnerships begin blaming one another. Others lose confidence. Some eventually decide to separate completely. But Riku chose a different path. Instead of asking, "Who's responsible?" they asked, "How can we solve this together?" That simple difference changed everything. Rather than allowing disappointment to divide them, they used every setback as another opportunity to strengthen their partnership. Kihara has spoken before about how success isn't measured only by medals. Of course, winning matters. Every athlete dreams of standing on top of the podium, but he believes something else is equally important. Being able to finish a performance knowing both partners gave absolutely everything they had, whether the judges rewarded them or not, whether the crowd celebrated or not. If they walked away knowing they trusted each other completely, then the performance still held value. That mindset says a great deal about his character. Miura shares a remarkably similar philosophy. Throughout her career, she has repeatedly emphasized the importance of steady improvement rather than chasing instant perfection. She understands that progress doesn't happen overnight, Champions aren't created by one incredible performance. They're built through thousands of ordinary days filled with discipline, patience, and determination. That shared outlook has become one of the strongest foundations of their partnership. Neither athlete expects perfection from the other. Instead, they expect honesty, they expect effort, and most importantly, they expect unwavering support. During the event, another behind-the-scenes story offered fans an even deeper look into their daily lives. With a smile, Kihara admitted that not every practice goes smoothly. There are definitely days when nothing seems to work, he laughed. Sometimes I get frustrated with myself, but Riku always reminds me not to give up. He explained that whenever he becomes discouraged after a difficult training session, Miura somehow finds the right words. Instead of criticizing mistakes, she focuses on possibilities. Instead of dwelling on failures, she reminds him that tomorrow offers another chance to improve. It's going to work next time, she often tells him. Those simple words may sound ordinary, but athletes know they can make an enormous difference. Confidence is fragile. One encouraging sentence at the right moment can completely change someone's mindset. Miura then revealed another side of their partnership. She explained that Kihara supports her in a very different way. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, she said, he never rushes me. He doesn't pressure me to snap out of it. He simply listens. She described him as someone who remains calm even when situations become stressful. Rather than immediately offering solutions, he gives her time to process her emotions before discussing what comes next. A quiet patience has helped her through some of the most difficult periods of her competitive career. Fans listening to these stories quickly realized something important. Neither athlete claimed to be the perfect partner. Neither pretended disagreements never happen. Instead, they acknowledged that like any successful team, they experience difficult days. The difference lies in how they respond. They communicate, they encourage, they remain patient, and above all, they continue believing in each other. Those qualities cannot be measured on a score sheet. Judges evaluate jumps, spins, lifts, and skating skills. They don't assign points for loyalty. They don't reward patience. They can't calculate trust. Yet those invisible qualities often become the foundation of every successful performance. Perhaps that's why Riku's skating resonates so deeply with audiences around the world. People aren't simply watching athletic excellence. They're witnessing a partnership built on genuine respect. Following the event, social media quickly exploded with reactions from fans. Many admitted they had expected another routine interview. Instead, they witnessed one of the most heartfelt conversations the pair had ever shared publicly. Comments poured in from every corner of the world. This is what true teamwork looks like. No wonder their performances feel so emotional. You can tell their respect for each other is completely genuine. I came for figure skating, but I stayed because of who they are as people. International fans echoed those same feelings. Many praised the humility both skaters displayed despite everything they have already accomplished. Others pointed out that their kindness away from the rink makes their performances even more meaningful. In an era where sports often focus only on winning, Riku continues reminding people that greatness isn't defined solely by trophies. It's defined by character, it's defined by resilience, and it's defined by how people treat each other when no cameras are watching. That may be the greatest lesson hidden within this unforgettable conversation. Their partnership isn't extraordinary because they've won championships. They've won championships because their partnership is extraordinary. And with another exciting season on the horizon, fans everywhere are wondering just how much higher this remarkable duo can climb. If their latest heartfelt conversation revealed anything, it's that their greatest victories may still be waiting just ahead.